Hey you guys, PJD here. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be another What's New This Week video. So I'll start off with this little item that I picked up from Sephora. The price and everything will be down below. This is an actual mask for your feet. And no, this is not going to peel off the dead skin like baby foot, where I can hopefully link to my old video, or it'll be linked down below, something like that. But anyway, it's not that type of mask. It's just to comfort and repair, but it's peeling off dead skin, and it seems like it will be a little booty that you put your foot into. By the time I post this video, hopefully I would have used this, and if so, you will see an annotation down below. I'll do it on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 if it was like really excellent, and 1 if it's no. I like scales of 1 to 10. So we'll do 1 to 10. You'll see a number there, 10 being the best, on how I rate this little booty. And if you want more information on it, certainly let me know, or you can write in the section down below. Okay, if you follow me on Instagram, and hopefully you do, at PJD01, you will see, or you should have seen, when I put up an Insta story, because they have opened or reopened the World Trade Center, and they have like little stores and everything. So I was just bopping around just to see what was new in there, and they actually opened a Kiko store. And I have, before they opened the store, I had only one item from Kiko. It was that black gel eyeliner that I won from Candace Shepherd, who is also here on YouTube, and I love it. It is the only black gel liner that can stand, it's potted, that can stand next to the Inglot one that I showed you years ago and still use and love. Just amazing, both of them. So that was my only experience or introduction to Kiko, and then they opened this store, so I popped in. I got this mascara because they had it on sale for $4, and this is their it's called Beauty Energy Mascara, and it's in this little tube with white writing, black tube with white writing, and I like it very much. Let me just show you. I'm not wearing it today, actually. I'm wearing Superhero by It Cosmetics, but this is the wand. No flaking. It applies very well. I think it does a good job at lengthening. And for $4, I literally went back after I used this like 2 days in a row. I had to make my way back to that store, and they didn't have any more. Well, they didn't have any more in black. They had like blue, which I didn't want, and brown, but the black was all gone. So I'll have to check online, and you can too if there's no Kiko store within your state or somewhere that you can get to quickly. The other thing that I got from Kiko is this little eyeshadow. I got all the stuff that was on sale. So this one is blue. I'm always drawn to this color, but I can never actually apply it on my lid in a way that looks as if I'm not, you know, a victim of some type of abuse. So there we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, really nice. I like it. I am going to try to work with this one. And I also got on discount, because I was trying to get to the point where I could get like some free tote or something they were handing out. And so this was like, I feel like it was $1 or $2. And this is an eyeliner, typical kind, like the typical kind. The one that you would sharpen with like a sharpener. And it's in brown. It's fine. It seems to glide on rather well. And I did use it on my waterline before, and it was fine. I don't always do eyeliners, but you know, sometimes. Next thing, I got this as my 100-point perk. I actually got 2 packs of this from Sephora. That day, before I knew that this was an option as a point perk, I saw a pack of these, because Clinique, they always seem to be reasonably priced, and they have, like, when you're getting wipes, whether it's the makeup remover kind or just the regular facial wipe, they seem to have about 50 in the pack, and the price is not high. So I had already popped this, the full size, in my little handbag, the little cart. Not cart, you know what I mean, little basket. And when I went to the counter, when I saw this was a point perk, I said, oh, I'm not going to take that because I want to test it first. So I actually got 2 of these. They come with 5 in them, so I have 10 total. And I think they're okay. This is called Take the Day Off. Now, this is of the same line from Clinique, where you saw that I also purchased in the past, the Take the Day Off. It's in a little jar, and it's a solid form, and you scoop it out and apply all over your face. I use that jar all the way up. It's completely done. I thought it was really great. This, I don't think holds a candle as well to that, because I would use just a little bit of Take the Day and my entire face, whether it's waterproof, whatever it was. And I really don't do waterproof, but if I had like the eyeliner from Inglot or something like that on my lid, that could take it off, as well as the liquid lipsticks that were difficult to come off with other removers. It will come off with the Take the Day solid form. This, I thought, yes, it will take your makeup off, but I think you just need a little bit more. Like, you may not be able to do it all in one sheet. So that's kind of my take on this. I'm not going to be purchasing the full size, but I will be able to use these little sample sheets up. Okay, I do like the Belif company, if that's how they pronounce it, sold through Sephora. I have their Aqua Bomb moisturizer, which I've already finished, but I do have a sample one that I'll continue to use. I think it's really, really good. So when I saw that they have this sheet mask, I said, oh, I'm going to buy it. I bought it, but as you can just saw, it came in like this little plastic thing. So I couldn't really see that this is going to make me work. I believe the price point was about $8, but as you can see here, when I touched it first, because I saw this part, I said, why does it feel like my sheet is dry? Because it didn't have, like, usually with these sheet masks you can even feel the juice through the packaging, and this feels dry. And then I see down here is where it has the actual liquid, the pouch, and it has some instructions on the back where you're supposed to fold it again, and then pop it, squeeze the liquid in here and massage it all together. Like, why do I have to work? The other sheet mask, and hopefully it works really, really well, so forget all of this like section of complaint, but why can't it all be together and done and I just pull it out and put it on my face? Like, oh, this better be amazing, Belif, because you are the same price, and this is the company name. Same, oh, you can't see that because of the, sorry. Same price as those other sheet masks that don't make me work. So, I hope this is really, really good stuff. The other thing that I got recently, where do I want to start? Oh, this. I'll do this because I did mention this in the previous What's New This Week video when I only had the sample. So I got Hangover from Too Faced, and I like it, just as I told you. I had the sample and I like that, which is why I went ahead and got the full size one. But, and this is like a primer for your face, but it's not supposed to leave you, it's not necessarily like a mattifying primer or anything. Its purpose is to infuse moisture into your skin. So even though you guys know that I'm combination, very oily in the T-zone, I still have told you in the past that your skin can still be dehydrated. So you still need to have skin that is moisturized. So I want to use this. I use the sample one. I bought the full size because I do feel like it moisturizes my face without leaving it oily or greasy or doing anything like that. I actually really like this. However, will I be buying, and I don't remember the exact price, I'll have it listed below, but it was something like 30 something bucks. Will I be buying this again, this small size, even though you only need like a little pump, like a pump and a half to, you know, at least to do my face, this size dome. Still, and it says it's silicone free. Of course, it's paraben free. It's also made with coconut water. You can see that right there. And it says probiotic based ingredient and skin revivers. And again, I really do like what it does for my skin. But for 34, I think it was, bucks, this is tiny. This is tiny. So I don't know about that. I don't know. And it is 1.35 ounces. So I don't know. But I do like the product. Oh, I didn't show you. Let me just show you what it looks like, just so you can see. Boom. So it feels good on the skin, and you can see it right here. It just rubs down just like that. It doesn't look overly like oily or anything like that. It feels nice on my skin, like just touching my skin. It feels better than the skin that doesn't have that product applied to it. So I do like what it does for my face. I just don't know if for the price point and for the amount of product I get that I'm going to do that again. Walked into a beauty supply store, and for $5.99, look, this big box of Alakay Naturals black soap. Now, I've purchased their black soap from beauty supply stores in the past, but it was like $7, and I feel like I had a smaller brick or block of product. This one, because I already cut some off, as you can see, it's open. The only thing about it is it felt super light. Like, this feels like if I could balance it on my pinky, I could, because that's how light it feels. And I just feel like I remember her soap feeling heavier, and this could, otherwise I cut it and I noticed it was very, very crumbly. Like everything just kind of broke apart, but I was able to just smash it back together. And I just started using this one today, so we'll see if it's as potent as the other Alakay Naturals black soap that I used in the past. But anyhow, so I'm going to use that black soap. Next thing to show you, I got this from Target. This is from the Up and Up brand, which is a Target brand. This is a latex-free super blender. So I saw this, and even though I don't need a beauty blender or anything like that, because I do have all those Alcone sponges, which I told you already, they're like on par for me, or in my opinion, with beauty blenders. But I got this little one. It was this color. Sorry, just used it today. But anyhow, this is not like a beauty blender. If you see this, just FYI, okay? It costs like $4 and change. I put it under the faucet, let water run on, and nothing happens. This is just a sponge that you use to blend stuff in, and you would clean it by just washing it with soap and water. This is not supposed to be a beauty blender dupe, even though they have it in pretty much the same size, and I'm sure they know that people are going to think that it is. This is just one of those like blending mechanisms. It will not expand with water. It stays the same size, wet or dry. It doesn't really take on water or product well, because it's just for blending and like smoothing in areas. Think of it more as like a makeup brush, but in spongy form. I wouldn't buy it again. Like I don't have a need for it. Next thing. In my last What's New This Week video, I spoke about Julep briefly, and I told you that this was like, I think I told you that this is like one of my favorite top coats of all time. Now, Julep used to be sold, of course they're sold through their own site, but they also used to be sold through Sephora, but now I don't know what has happened with them, but it seems that Sephora is phasing out their connection with Julep, or vice versa, whoever decided that it was not working for either of them, whichever way. And so they have the Julep Freedom Top Coat on sale for half price. Now, Julep has relaunched through an online service, not directly through their company, but they're with Ulta now. And they did this whole big thing. We're with Ulta, and everything is being sold full price, but you can get the same item from Sephora in the sales section half price. So just a little FYI. And their new Oxygen top coat is also half price on the Sephora site. So I got mine, and you may want to get yours too. And if you do, use eBay. So I'll have my link down below. Just saying. Let's see. We don't need that. Okay, this. Oh, I should mention too, since we just spoke about sponges 2 seconds ago, I did get the one from e.l.f. just because I was curious. And this one is supposed to be beauty blender like. You wet it, it gets bigger. It's really squishy, not as squishy as the beauty blender. This one feels more dense, but I just went to see how it would compare, and I thought it was pretty okay. It was priced at like $6. I thought it was fine. Not amazing, but it was fine. If I'm comparing it to the Beauty Blender, I think the Beauty Blender is better, because I feel like it blends the makeup even better into your skin. It doesn't absorb, in my opinion, as much product. I think that one may absorb a little more, and it's just it doesn't blend it as seamlessly. It does a really nice job. Like, if you get it, I don't think you would be disappointed. But if you get it expecting it to be identical to the Beauty Blender, then you may be a little disappointed. But it's cool for what it is and for the price point, and you're going to spend way less than Beauty Blender money, which comes in at $20. So that e.l.f. one may be a good thing for you. Or if you're helping someone who's just starting out with makeup, you may want to go that route. I had to get the sample first of this. This is the Dr. Brandt's Magnetite Age Defier. So this particular product is a magnet-based mask. I had to get the sample first, and the little thing is the magnet that you use to remove it was sticking to the bottom of the jar. This is the sample size. There are no more available because I went to see if I could get a second jar. There is this little scooper that comes with it. The full size is $75, and I don't have the scooper here, so I am going to use my finger just to demonstrate for you and show you how this works. So you're supposed to scoop a little of this mask on your face, right? So I'm just going to put some on like that. Let me take a little more. Okay. It smells masky. It smells like it wanted to have some spa-like scent, but fell short. But the scent is not obnoxious to me. The scent is fine. It's okay. And yeah, it's fine. It's not even that strong, really. So what you're supposed to do to now remove it is you wrap the magnet in a tissue, and let's see if I can get this to show on camera. Oh, sorry, I'm not in focus. Okay, I felt it do it. That came off not because I rubbed it against my hand. it lifted it up with the magnet. Let's see if, okay, I see, I could see it. I saw it just happen. It jumped from my skin here, and I don't know how I would get you to see this. Maybe I should put some like on my face or something, because then you could get from the side angle. But maybe let me do it like this. Let me try. We're gonna go for it one more time. Side. And I heard it. Listen, can you hear? Look, look, see it? It's not touching. See how it's not touching my skin? The tissue is not touching my skin. And it's jumping off. It's right there. Sorry, this is not a good demo, but it does work. That part of it works, and it's cool. And oh, there we go. Look, look, look. Look, 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 look. Look. Why didn't I hold my hand like this the first time? Do you see it? See it? See it? Look. Wow. And see, look. I'm not rubbing this tissue across my hand. It is just jumping off, sorry, onto the magnet. Okay. So anyway, you get the point. It does work, but how's it look afterwards? Now, here it does look slightly glowy, but on my face, it didn't really show up like that. It looked more like this, which looked like how it looked, my skin looked before I put it on. But here's what it did do. When I touched it, it did feel like it had like some layer of silicone or something on it. The woman who reviews it on Sephora, like there's a little video, it's actually from the Dr. Brandt company. She was saying that it's like a oil left on her face, and she rubs it in. Mine didn't feel like an oil. It felt like some sort of silicone based product. I rubbed it in. I didn't see anything that looked great. Maybe about 30 minutes or so. Then my skin started to look a little glowy and good. So is it a product that just takes time to take effect? Who knows? I don't know about the age defying piece. Can't speak to that, but it is cool to use. Whether or not I will get the full size one, I don't know. Definitely not at full price. So I will either wait until Sephora has that 20% off sale, or I won't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. Next thing up that I just wanted to show you some product. That's why I got the sample of it. The Makeup Forever Water Blend Foundation. And I wanted to show you this solely because remember I told you I saw it first at the makeup show before it even launched. Right? I just want you to see what I mean when I say it's like really light. Okay, so look at that. I put that on. Look at that. It's like water. Well, it is water based, but look how it's almost like nothing. Like what just happened. Like what? So if you need like no coverage, and you're just wearing it because maybe you I don't know. You just want a little light something, and I mean light, then get this. But otherwise, like, yeah, that's not doing much for me. It's really not. And if you have things you're trying to cover, I don't know how that could be done with this. So I just wanted to show you that on camera just so you can kind of see. Last thing for what's new this week. Well, first let me just show you this sample. Have any of you used anything from Drunk Elephant? The name, first of all, I'm like, what? But they have this line through Sephora, and they have the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. And yeah, it's supposed to be a line. At least they get good reviews on the Sephora site. So I'm eager to use this. That was just a little sample. Last full size thing that I'm going to show you in this what's new this week, I just lied because I just saw another thing, is this one from Uncle Funky's daughter. And I got this from Target, but you can see it at other beauty supply stores or even online. My Target actually had this cheaper than how the pricing for Uncle Funky's daughter on their website, which I believe this is sold as 18 bucks. Okay, I'm going to tell you that I use this thing called Good Hair. Sorry, I was covering the label. It's a conditioning styling creme. put it in my hair last night. I had already washed my hair. My hair was clean. I went out, did my stuff during the day, came back, bought this, and then I decided, oh, well, let me use this to moisturize and slash style my hair. So I put them all in twists. Everything felt juicy. My hair dried. Woke up this morning. How did it feel? It still felt juicy and nice. However, upon very close inspection, and this smells delicious, by the way, very close inspection, I can see, never mind that, that's just a little gel test there. I can see like little tiny white, oh, maybe that's not gonna be visible on camera, but I can see very little tiny, I don't want to call them flakes because they haven't really, these little white things haven't really come in the full flake form, but they look like little balls almost of this product. But it's not like, I mean, a person would have to come very close to me and pull apart my strands and like look through, which that's not happening. But I'm just saying, I recognize. And the reason I came that close and actually inspected is because I noticed that although my hair still felt nice and juicy, it looked dull in appearance. And I said, okay, when I put this on, it looked, you know, like it gave it a measure of shine and it looked good, but then why the next day would it look dull? And as I got closer, I'm like, okay, it's almost like the product is sitting right on top of my hair. So although I like how my hair feels, and from a distance it may even look fine, but because it leaves those little white things, I'm not sure that I'm going to buy this again. But let me tell you, I used it on dry hair, and only this morning did I read the instructions, which clearly say that you should be using this on wet hair. It's not one of those products that says wet or dry hair. It says wet hair, and I did not use it as directed, so maybe that's why I have the little white balls. So I will try it again, but even if it works beautifully, right, and makes my hair feel as good as it feels right now, or even better if I'm using it as directed, even if it does that at a price point of about 15 bucks is what I recall paying for this through Target, I have that Buy Made Beautiful product, which I can get when it's on sale for $5. And I believe that's a 12-ounce jar, which I showed you in my last What's New This Week video. So although this smells like bananas, and I don't eat bananas, but I like the scent of a good like banana bread, or this doesn't smell like banana bread. This smells more like a banana pudding, but I like it. And I still smell it in my hair today, like when I touch my hand to my hair, or even just now, or even like a banana now and later. And this is it. Feels light and creamy. There we go. Okay, so see how I'm rubbing, right? And it's not immediately going into my skin, but now it did. Okay, so forget that comment. But anyway, that's how I feel like it's sitting on my hair. Smells really nice though, but I can't wait to use it on wet hair, use it as directed, and see what actually happens. Last full-size thing, I'm lying again. I'll show you this one because I see another thing. This right here, I did get the Main Choice flat iron, and it's the talking one. I thought that was cool, and so I bought it. How often do you see me with straight hair, right? Like never. But anyway, I bought it, and I did a little, not this hair, but when I actually got this, I did a little front section, and it does talk, but it only says stuff like turning on, power off, heating up, reach desired temperature, stuff like that. And that's it. I'm just going to show you that if you get this, just know that this little thing right here is what you need to pull down so that it can open up, and there are the teeth. It's supposed to mimic the chasing method where you're flat ironing and then you put a comb through first to like make sure the tangles are all out, and then follow with the flat iron so it becomes really super straight. So with the teeth already, built in, that's what it's supposed to be like. I used this, as I told you, a little on my bang area a few weeks ago when this actually arrived. Yeah, I thought it was okay. So maybe I need to really, really do it seriously and see how this works. And I did it also at 350, and then I upped it to 370 degrees, and still it was just okay. But I like the packaging. I like how this is like a magnetic thing, so it kind of sticks to the box right there. Not as well as I thought it was before, but anyway, so yeah, it's well packaged, and it's cool that it'll chat to you some stuff. But It's just okay for me. But again, I need to do it seriously, and then I can come back and report. Milani. Finally, I know everybody on the internet like has purchased this. I could never find, and this is what we need to chat about for 1 second. I could never find it in store in my shade. I was thinking that chestnut would be the match for me, and so that's what I ended up ordering online through the Milani site. Initially it was sold out, so I had to wait a bit for chestnut to come back in stock anyway. But let me tell you a couple of things. And I went to different areas specifically to see if I would see other colors in store, because they have a range that goes beyond even chestnut. I think it's one more shade after this, or two more, whatever. I think maybe one more that comes after chestnut. But yet in stores I would only see it end at tan. At best, I saw a store in Manhattan that went up to amber. I think it was called amber, but whatever was right after tan, it went there. But still, it didn't come as far as chestnut. So I said either one of two things is happening here. Either it's on the side of Milani or it's on the side of the store, and let me tell you why. I was looking at some other product one time in a store in a CVS, and I told the guy, oh, you don't have the new blah blah, whatever it was some hair product. And he said, we can have whatever they make. He said, but it's about each company purchasing enough like shelf space, right? So if they don't purchase the shelf space to accommodate whatever new lines and stuff that they have, they said we can't stock that product because they're paying for shelf space. Now, I don't know if every store works that way. Well, I'm assuming they must have something very similar in other stores as well. So I said, oh, okay. So is it that Milani is not pushing out the funding in order to accommodate all of their shades on all of their shelves that they have purchased at different stores? But here's where the onus comes on the side of the store, because even if they are, let's say Milani said, I'm only going to purchase for 10 shades. It must be the store, though, ordering and saying, oh, I'm only going to do shades 1 through 6. Oh, no, I'm sorry. If Milani buys space for 10, the store must be saying, I'm only going to do shades 1 through 10. But why do they have to start at 1? Could they not start at 2? And go up to, I'm sorry, I said the numbers. I'm not doing it in my brain properly, but you know what I'm saying. You don't have to start at the starting point and do 1 to 10. If they have 12 shades, maybe you start at level 2 and go to 12, you know, especially based on the community, because I specifically went to ethnically diverse areas or areas where people would require deeper shades just to see what those stores would have. I even did that after I already had mine just to see, and still it was stopping at tan. So either the person ordering in the store is like lazy about it, and it could be a combination of two things. Maybe the person is just like, I'm just starting at level 1 and going up to however many slots they've purchased for holding their foundation. So that whether that's 1 to 10 or 1 to 11 or whatever, I'm only buying those numbers. Or it could be that Milani is not shelling out the money at these stores to say, oh, we make 14 shades. We want all 14 stocked in every store. So we're going to buy shelf space for 1 through 14. So it could go either way. I don't really know. But long story short, I got chestnut. Upset that I had to get it online, because then I like to see the shades in person. But thankfully there were enough videos online, enough people purchased it, that I was able to see that chestnut I thought would be my shade. Here is one little squeeze. I didn't even do a full pump because that would give too much. I don't typically wear concealer anyway, so whether this works well as a concealer, I don't know, can't really say. But as a foundation, you saw that little droplet that I just put on. Look how it just covered my hand. I think it's a good match for me. I think the foundation, when it comes to being sweat proof, okay, because I know a lot of people, or not a lot, but I've seen some videos where people have mentioned that they've gone to the gym and they've come back on camera and they're like, look at me, it's sweat proof. It really is good. And I can tell you, I had it on and walked to the store, and I had, maybe I have the picture of it that I can insert, and maybe you won't see it so well, so maybe I won't insert it, but I had sweat globules that included the Milani coming down my face. So what gives? I don't know. So maybe it is sweat proof for some, and maybe I just have like obnoxious sweat that, you know, it just will not comply because this wants to be sweat proof. Who knows? But anyway, the foundation is not, look at that. I just spread it across my hand. You can see it looks good. If you ever want to see me like put this on my face on camera, I can. yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I'm not saying like this is my all-time favorite foundation of all time. It's cool because when I put this on my face, I feel like it looks like me, right? So I look like myself. The color doesn't look too orange or too this or too whatever. It looks like me, but it looks like me so much to the point where I'm sometimes like, why did I put this on? Like, it looks like me, other than a blurred version of myself, like no imperfections version, which is good. But sometimes I like a little pop of the color, a little something to give me a little more pop and pizzazz than how my face appears normally. I'm not making sense. Rewind. So when I put this on my face, I do like how it appears. I'm not wearing it right now. Right now I'm wearing something else. I don't even remember. But oh, I'm wearing the serum foundation from Shea Moisture, which is in part why I look glowy, oily, sweaty. But I do like that foundation too. But anyhow, so this is the Milani one on my hand. You can see how it appears. I like it. I do like it. When this is done, will I repurchase? I could see myself getting this again, especially if I wanted to go with a cheaper, I mean, it's $9.99 foundation than some other more expensive one. Certainly, yeah, I could see myself getting this one. And also, I like the L'Oreal Pro Glow, which if I feel like I'm getting too oily, I could always do a little matting situation. I could do that. That one works for me, as well as the matte version of the foundation from L'Oreal. That one works as well too. So those are like my three main drugstore foundations. Also the Maybelline Fit Me, but that shade selection is not as good as the Milani one and the L'Oreal one, because even that Cocoa, even though it's a little red from the L'Oreal, I know I'm totally off topic now, so even though it's a little red, it still works with my complexion better than the what I feel may be a little too yellow from Maybelline, their Fit Me Matte and Poreless one. I do like how it makes it, my skin appear and everything, but sometimes I feel like it airs a little too much on the side of yellow, and then the other shade right above was too deep. So yeah, so I like this for both color range and coverage. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. And that is it for this What's New This Week video. I feel like this is going to be so long. Sorry. But thank you for everyone who stays tuned for those long videos. Yeah. All right. So what's new this week for you? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.